Join me as we explore suggestions from the teachings of Abraham on practical ways to affirm and nurture self-love for a more positive and fulfilling journey ahead. Let's get started. Greetings, everyone. It's our chance to do a Mindful Monday episode again, and I've already pulled our cards to save time and make it more efficient for all of us. And the topic that we're being given today is self-love. So we're in the body realm of our lives. So this whole self-love of the creature's self, it is housing our spiritual selves as well. How do we actually love this when there's the self-judgment, the self-doubts, the struggle with unconditional love and acceptance and allowing ourselves to be human and the spiritual souls that are eternal beings at the same time? I've already brought in Abraham, and I would give you a moment to ask Abraham to help you as well as we look at the card decks. Here are the 4 decks, and self-love happens to be like right along the inner flow of how life comes in, and I'm hiding it right now kind of right in there, but the placement on the Soul Life Treasure Hunt board really tells more of the story of what is inner work, what is the outer expression. And this is very much deeply, deeply connected to our inner work, that we really need to resolve any questions about self-love, but also to expand upon the self-love that we have discovered and embraced to this day. So ready? Let's play. Pick your deck and we will go from there. So since we're in the body realm with this question of self-love, what do we need to know? I will bring the health and law of attraction deck first. So it says, my attention to lack of attracts more lack of to me. Well, that's kind of making some sense as I think about if you lack self-love, then you're just going to bring more of that to your own experiences. So here we go. From your place of lack, you attract more lack, and that is why most diets do not work. You are aware of your fat, and so then you say, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff that I do not want. And yet your attention is given to the stuff that you do not want. And so you hold on to it. The way you get to where you want to be is to give your full attention to what you do want, not give your attention to what you do not want. So self-love, I mean, that's a great question. What would you say is holding you back from being able to fully embrace and love yourself? You're complete, you're whole, and you're wonderful. And what I actually do like about you is, and put your attention on those things. It may be your beautiful eyes. It may be that amazing ability to really power through physically. Maybe you enjoy rushing hard on weights or making the marathon. Just, you can do that with your body. And do you love your body for that gift that it gives you? Those are just examples. I'm sure you've got many more in your own experiences. All right. Well-being card. Let's go there. The emotional side to take a look at for those who went with well-being is, I look for more reasons to appreciate. We just talked about that down here with the body. I love this emotional thing. The more I appreciate, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more I am allowing who I am to flow through me. The more I allow who I am to flow through me, the better I feel. So it's like this eternal cycle. So beautiful already. Doing that inner work is incredibly important if you really want to flourish in the self-love. The self-love will then give you more ability to love even more. If you love outside yourself, if you love others more than you love yourself, I would suggest learning to love yourself as much as you love others. I know that was one of the things that I really struggled with in my Bible study years, was that Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. And my question was always, well, what if I don't love myself? And I remember asking my pastor, and he's going, I don't know. Well, I'm here to tell you, I found that one out to be, it's a lie that you don't love yourself, because ultimately you do. And to be able to get to that point, I getcha and I gotcha. So if you have any questions on that, post a comment and we will be able to do more discussion about that for those who might be struggling in that area. All right, ask and it is given. Okay, it says, why does my saying no to it mean saying yes to it? When you give attention to something you desire and say yes to it, you are including it in your vibration. But when you look at something you do not want and say no to it, you are including it in your vibration. You cannot exclude anything that you are giving your attention to. Woo! Okay, it looks like these two are really coinciding. So how you love yourself is impacting your relationship vibrations too. Great. How is that playing out in your lives if you're in this corner or in this corner in particular? Have you seen this happen in action in your life where it's almost like the moment you start thinking, it starts to build and come into your life more? I've seen that happen in my life, and it's not pleasant when they're negatives. Let's go to the law of attraction cards. My inner being guides me through my emotions. While you are indeed a wondrous physical creator, you exist simultaneously in another dimension. There is a part of you, your inner being, that exists in this physical body, and your guiding emotions are your physical indication of your relationship with your inner being. Honestly, I pulled the cards, but I didn't really look at them. And I was just reminded how I spoke about being the creature self with a higher soul purpose being inside ourselves. It's like we're two parts eternal and one part temporal, being this physical body. So it's like you've got a 2-for-1. The two, our spirit and soul, are like cheering you on. Come on, you can do it. Don't give up. Find your way home. And then the creature self is going, but I don't see how it works. The other two are going, don't worry, we gotcha. We gotcha. We love you. You are loved by all the cosmos. There's nothing to worry about. Just get into the adventure and enjoy the experience of being physical and spiritual at the same time. It's quite a gift. And those who feel connected to the heavenly kingdoms and elevations of higher things, it's really fun to hear them talk about that. If you only knew how much you were loved, you wouldn't even worry another day. You just wouldn't. It'd be like, well, all right then. If it's all a playground and with lessons to learn, sort of like a board game, you roll your dice and sometimes you get really great cards or placements on the board, and other times not so much, but you learn a lot about it. Have you ever heard of beginner's luck? I love beginner's luck because usually whenever I've learned a new game or I've tried to teach other people a new game, it's almost like they're being given the best of the best cards or rolls or whatever, just to give them the idea and the feel for how the game goes. But then it gets real, and the better you get at it seems like the more challenging the game can be at times, but because you've enjoyed it, you'll keep at it. And I think that's the same way we're doing life here. The more wins we get, the more we're like, all right, I can face this challenge. I don't like this challenge. I don't like that hail just took out my cherry crop, but at the same time, I love how my body is supporting me. I love how my spiritual life and my spiritual connections are encouraging me. So how do we do this? So we've got any kind of attention to something that isn't positive is going to really boomerang back on us. So we look for more reasons to appreciate and let my emotions help guide me through my inner being, showing me how to feel. What feels good, what doesn't feel good is really a great guide, and that's why it gives you more to appreciate when you can go into that modality. All right, let's see about getting into the vortex. I can focus on what I do want in a relationship. Remember, we're talking about relationship with our own selves and our self-love issues that we might have. So what would that be like? Let's take a look. Let's consider that. By focusing upon the wanted characteristics of those around you, you train your vibrational offering to match only the best in them, and then the law of attraction can no longer match up with the worst in them. When you focus upon the worst of them and train your vibrational offering to match only the worst in them, the law of attraction can no longer match you up with the best of them. Okay, I've seen that. I know that's true. That you look for the best in people and you find it. So if you've ever been an encourager of, say, someone that you love, a best friend, they're really going through a downtime, they're just feeling really picked on by life, and you're just going to encourage them and say, no, you're amazing, you're worthy, and you're going to make it through. You're okay. You're a wonderful person. Then you have advocated for them and cheerleaded them. Well, I'm going to ask you, can you do that for yourself? Can you take a look at the bits and parts of you that are so painfully hurting, feelings depleted and unworthy, that maybe what you could do is your own inner cheerleader come forward. Be the voice that you listen to. You've got your inner critic, you've got your inner encourager. Which one are you going to listen to? The lover of you, the one that doubts you and has horrible things to say about you? If that's the churning that's going on within yourself, just know that we're all there with you. We've faced that battle and we understand, and we can tell you, you can do this. Let me cheerlead you on. You've got this, you've got this, you've got this. All right, that is our session for today. Be sure to journal. Thank you for all those likes, loves, comments, suggestions, and shares out to the world. And have a great week until next time.